Hi, I'm Angelo the BA, and this is a quick video to describe the different ways to be employed as an information systems professional. Most of the pros and cons I discuss will likely apply to most careers in the information systems space, like project management, business analysis, quality assurance, even software engineering, but I'll be speaking mostly from the perspective of a business analyst. I'm going to be focused mostly on three styles of employment: full-time employee, consultant at a consulting company, and independent contractor in the context of large organizations with complex needs. First, let's define the employment types. A full-time employee works for a large corporation full-time. Pretty straightforward. Most of the work you will be doing will be to enhance how the corporation you work for runs its business. A consultant works for a consulting company and is sent out to enhance other companies that have paid your company to help them enhance how they run their business. A contractor doesn't really work for anybody but themselves. They get brought onto a job for their skill sets, and then often when the job is done, so are they. Both corporations and consulting companies have paths for entry level employees with no experience. However, you are very unlikely to get much work starting out as a contractor without experience. Okay, let's talk about getting work. As a full-time employee for an organization, you may be hired at the onset of a project or initiative. However, hiring and firing is expensive for organizations, so they will likely keep you and move you to different projects or products depending on the internal need. As you gain experience or subject matter expertise, you'll more than likely become a business analyst for a specific domain within the organization, which could be a division like HR, marketing, accounting, sales, etc., or a specific application like Oracle, Salesforce, ServiceNow, Workday, etc. As a consultant, you're going to be put on specific projects. Once the project is done, you'll be off to the next project. This can be for the same organization, but that would mean that the organization signed a new contract for you to be on another project. The biggest benefit is you can hop from organization to organization more easily to experience how things work in different companies. For an entry level person, this might mean you don't get the benefits of knowing a single company in and out. However, you become much better at the soft skills required to ramp up on a new domain with new stakeholders really quickly. And if you stick with a similar domain, you can build subject matter expertise like a specific application. As an independent contractor, you often get hired via staffing companies. They don't pay you, but they might do background checks on you and essentially pre qualify you. Then, when a corporation finally comes around and says, we need a person who does X, then they can say, we know a person who does X. The corporation pays them a one-time fee for playing matchmaker. Then you are paid by the corporation for the duration of the initiative. Once it's over, you stop getting paid until the next opportunity shows up. People in this category are usually hyper competent generalists, meaning they're good at dealing with big complex problems and have a track record for success, or have a specific skill set like a lot of experience implementing a particular tool or application or in a specific domain. Next, let's talk about pay and benefits. Contractors don't get benefits like paid training, 401k matching, insurance, health stipends, paid vacation, sick leave, or maternity or paternity leave since they don't work for anybody full time, meaning if they aren't working for any reason, they aren't getting paid. Full-time employees and consultants will likely have comparable benefits to each other, which is important to consider when we talk about pay. If we were talking about hourly rate for similarly experienced individuals, more than likely the full-time employee would get paid the least, followed closely by the consultant, with the contractor making the most per hour by probably a significant margin. However, because a consultant is their company's product, they typically have opportunities for much better bonuses, especially if they get requested specifically over and over again or they generate new business. This makes sense because for a full-time employee that makes $100,000 a year, which is roughly $50 per hour, the total cost of the employee to the organization is $100,000 plus the cost of all those benefits. For a consultant, you might make, let's say, $120,000 a year, which is almost $60 per hour. So a similar story to the full-time employee with benefits, but your consulting firm charges $100 per hour for your work. So if you keep getting billable hours over the course of a year, then you might get some of that $80,000 that you made for your company back in your bonus. Finally, the independent contractor is also charging the company $100 an hour, which if they manage to stay on the job for an entire year, they'd make close to $200,000 a year. However, they would still have to cover all the benefit stuff on their own. Independent contractors is ideal for someone who is really good at saving and investing their money, or married to someone who includes them on their work benefits. So, what are the major pros and cons? For full-time employees, the biggest pro, in my opinion, is being able to rest on subject matter expertise. You know, the tools, the processes, the data, the people in your domain, the history, the past mistakes, etc., which means it can become easy to create work-life balance if you have other passions, a family, etc. The biggest con is money, but if you are competent, especially in the information systems field, you'll be paid pretty well, and changing companies every few years can give you a faster pay increase. For consultants, the biggest pro is the variety and opportunity at work. If you stay at a consulting company for a few years, especially a big name one, then having that on your resume makes you hireable pretty much anywhere. The con is that you're constantly having to build relationships from zero and prove you're worth the money being paid to your consulting firm. Organizations who hire consulting companies have way less tolerance for mediocre performance. For contractors, the biggest pros are money and freedom. For example, if you're a contractor who can bill $100 per hour, you can work for a 3-month engagement, make around $50K, take a month off, rinse and repeat for the whole year, and you still made $150,000 and you took an entire 3 months off. The con is obviously not having guaranteed work, and if the thing that makes you valuable ever becomes obsolete, then so do you. Final note, all these employment paths can easily translate to the others. I've worked with contractors who opted to become full-time. I've worked with full-time employees who switched to consulting. It's just a matter of preference and priority. Thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. If you found that insightful, give me a thumbs up. If you have any additional questions, let me know in the comments and I'll answer you there, or create a new video to answer your questions. So subscribe to see your questions get answered, and thanks for watching.